Grand Rising. Grand Rising to Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana Digelo, and to Grand Rising to Her Excellency Darlene Ondi, Press Secretary and Acting Chief of Staff. Grand Rising to all of my fellow ministers and deputy ministers. Grand Rising to everyone, and welcome to all who are here with us present and joining us online from around the Kingdom of Canada and around the world. Today is July 15, and it's Monday, and it's a beautiful sunny day in the Kingdom of Canada, and it's a great time for us to be alive. I am Her Excellency Wendy Ann Charlton. I am your Minister of Well, and it has been my honor and my pleasure to have been appointed by Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana Digelo. My great privilege comes with great responsibility. I am here for all the IAMs in the Kingdom of Canada and around the world. I'm your host of the Kingdom of Canada's ministers, and I welcome all the IAMs in the Kingdom of Canada. Welcome to our VIPs. Our VIPs are our children. Our children are our future. Welcome. Welcome to our ancestors. Without our ancestors, none of us would be here at this point in time. The great new era under Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana's timeline. We are here, and it's a great time for us to be alive. So I would like to also welcome our honored guests who are watching online. We have heads of state, we have prime ministers, we have crown princes, we have crown princesses, we have majesties, we have kings and queens, we have emperors, and we have empresses. Welcome to all the 7 continents of the North and South America. Africa, Asia, Australia, Eurasia, and the Middle East and Antarctica. Welcome to all the ministers and the provincial and city coordinators. And today, it's my honor and my privilege to introduce to you Her Excellency Judy Marianne Garbutt, who is our Minister of Family. Welcome. Thank you for being here with me today.
Thank you for giving me the privilege of being here.
Thank you.
Am I on?
Yes, you are. You can take it away.
Okay, thank you, Wendy. Grand Rising to Queen Romana, and Grand Rising to all Canadian nationals, and to everyone around the world. A special thank you to Her Excellency Wendy Charlton for your grace and leadership hosting our Minister Chats, a platform for all of us to share the news and information pertaining to our ministries. Love, harmony, peace, prosperity, balance, community, a gift like no other from our beautiful Queen Romana, straight from her heart to ours. Such an honor to be part of the Kingdom of Canada's mobile government team. I am going to repeat my oath along with my tasks. I'll be focused on, for all Canadian nationals. I am Her Excellency Judy Marianne Garbutt. Swear by the benevolent Grand Master Creator to be loyal to the Kingdom of Canada's nationals, the Kingdom of Canada, and Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana Digital. Not to divulge any of the state's secrets, to maintain its interests and regulations internally and externally, and to perform my duties with honor, honesty, integrity, and sincerity. As Minister of Family, I have 5 main tasks to focus upon right away. Number 1, harm not the people of the Kingdom of Canada, nationals, the Kingdom of Canada, Her Royal Majesty, Queen Romana Digital, and we, the people around the world. Number 2, every Canadian national's family will have a home. Number 3, every baby boy and girl from the age of 0 to 19 years old are home educated and provided for with all things they require for learning. Number 4, every ancestor is provided for with all the things they require to live well at home, independently, or with their family. Number 5 is organize and fund community, neighborhood, family events across the Kingdom of Canada. And so it is. Our mandate is to equalize and bring back to all families honor, dignity, harmony, respect, and our rights and freedoms. The new era is now. Our ancestors and youth, our VIPs VIPs are very important people. I'd like to think, are at the right place at the right time for the right reason. How amazing is that? Family is the heartbeat of all ministries, and our ministers work together as a team for the better good for all Canadian nationals. The family is back. We are joining together, making sure our VIPs and seniors are safe, healthy, prosperous, and free. Queen Romana's royal decrees paving the way, making this so. The hug heard all around the world under natural law, a foundation to build upon with the power of love. Not the love of power, of greed. We know, all of us, greed and the love of power and a punch, not a hug, was the old government. The nuclear family is defined as man, lady, baby boy, baby girl, our VIPs, uncles, aunts, grandma, grandpa, cousins, friends, and of course, our pets. I'm excited to serve we the people and help humanity manifest all our new beginnings.
I can see how excited you are. Thank you for that.
Thank you. I'm going to take a sip of water.
Go right ahead.
Our kingdom is one big family, helping one another, the shift from lack to abundance. The new era will and is a proven success. When we stand together as one, where we go one, we go all, we can welcome back the power of love and light, sharing and caring, joining together as one. Family first. The foundation, the template for all to follow around the world. Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana Digital has paved the way for all of us, humanity. We the people, royal decrees, 230 and counting of them to date under natural law. Dignity and grace, loyalty, leading by the heart, common sense, integrity, grace are the new solutions for the better good. Queen Romana and yes, all nationals of the Kingdom of Canada, together, we have turned the ship around. Transition is clear to see for those that do their homework. Read the royal decrees. Follow your own intuition, your third eye, and all your senses. Just like Mom said, I have eyes in the back of my head. Do all things right. I know when you don't. The ministry of family is the heart of all ministries, beating for all things, working together for the good and all things right. I promise to be measurable, accountable to all not Canadian nationals, VIPs, ancestors. We have approximately 40 million in our Kingdom of Canada. The same heart and love goes out to all around the world. All my responsibilities will be of love and light, all things bright, and most things will be all right. We have some choices in front of us. The old saying is, takes a village to raise a child is true. Adding now the entire world, that is where humanity and dignity puts a smile on all faces. We join in joy, peace, and prosperity. Guided by natural law, Her Royal Majesty's royal decrees, and in our own wisdom, common sense, and inner standing, diversity, lifestyles are all welcome. Just do no harm and love yourself. That way, it's easy to love others.
So at this point,
Mhm.
would I be able to ask you
Yeah.
to let the IMs
Mhm.
know where they could find these 230 royal decrees?
They all are on our website, thekingdomofcanada.ca.
And that's thekingdomofcanada.ca.
Correct.
And that's where they would find all of the 230, did you say, or is there more
And growing,
coming?
I think Queen Ramona is working on a few
One
as
more?
we speak.
Okay, and these are all under natural law,
Mhm.
and these royal decrees have all been put in place by Her Royal Majesty,
Correct.
Queen Romana Digital.
Yes. How
And-
lucky are we?
Yes, and I think that when you spoke about education for our children,
Mhm.
I think that would be a great place for the parent who or whoever will be guiding the child with the home EIPs know exactly what we have in the new era under the new royal decrees in natural law.
They have so much to look forward to. It's so bright. And the transition into the best world anyone could imagine is one step at a time. As I said before, clearly, Romana's royal decrees are in action. Everything is set up, and I will discuss that as I chat along here. They're already running. They're there for the people to see.
Yes,
Others are taking credit for it. Did you know that?
I did know that.
Yes, the old government's taking
Yes.
credit.
Taking credit, but we also know that the best is here.
The best is yet to come.
And the best is here right now.
It is. Oh yeah, it's here. But even better. Better and better.
That,
You're welcome. Now I forget where I left
well,
off.
that's okay.
So I will leave, okay. Oh yeah, so we have some choices in front of us. And the old saying is, did I discuss this? It takes a village.
You did.
Okay.
That's when we led into
All
our
right.
our
Okay.
royal decrees. So I wanted to just
I want to
interject until you
Okay,
got onto
That's
the
fine.
next part.
Thank you, Wendy. Correction, Wendy.
Yes.
Queen Romana ended enslavement.
Yes, she did.
Yes, she did. She returned all our inheritance, which was stolen from us in 1867, enslaving us all, stealing our wealth, put a weight on ourselves and our health. Who, what, where, when, and how are all the solutions are in our own hands. Change is now, and the new era is here, and welcome. Family has been through the ringer and back. The plan of the globalist, shame on them. Natural law will take care of them, is my understanding, and no more. Queen Romana is full. She works full time, as we know, 24/7, and her hands are full. There's where I wanted to say, but she never complains and get it done. And I witness this in Queen Romana every day. Her favorite, we hear quite often, is fast, quick, and in a hurry, get it done. And this is where Wendy, Her Excellency Wendy, you and I have talked about the family crushing, the liberation, the women's rights back in what years were those?
Well, this started by design back in the 50s. They just started to destroy the family unit so that if they could take the mother out of the home, then the nurturing for the children wouldn't be there. And then the children would have to be in a system where they could be taught
That's correct.
how to think
Yeah.
and what they wanted them to learn. So
That's right.
it was all by design. So with all of the royal decrees that we have, and you have quite a few, I'm sure that you would like to bring up later, this will all revert back to love and family, and that, like you say, is the heartbeat. So I'll let you continue on, and
Okay.
thank you.
I just have a few words to add to your explanation of what they've done to our families. So I say the family structure, solid, true foundation. Our ancestors instilled the values to be proud of. We have them all back. The gradual invasion, this is where I'm going to back up to where the old ways, we're already ahead. We've got them back. We're just going to, but I say the gradual invasion of our thought and control, captured, if you will, sadly, distracting us. They conquered our weaknesses, the TV, the media, the cell phones, the sports, all the shiny new things to buy, which added to the old system's global enslavers' bottom line, greed and control. Focus was on keeping up with the Joneses, kept most of all we the people busy working to pay for all the extra things to entertain us, led us to where we are today. Going back to normal, I hear people say. I say, not. I say, read all the royal decrees and do some homework of why, who, when, what, the cabal, globalist, very sick beings. They did have a chokehold on us. 1% of them. 99% of us. We had the odds to step up long ago. We allowed them, it seems. So we need to look in the mirror and say, never again. The simple things in life, not having time to spend with family and friends, working 2 jobs to pay bills, just to keep a roof over our heads. That was the normal, not now. Sadly, quality not by choice, but by having to keep the bill collector from knocking at our doors. And taxed to death comes to mind. Conquered our weaknesses, the TV, the media, cell phones, all the shiny things. Did I say this? No, I didn't.
So just let me say one thing in here. So this was all by design.
Yes.
And the way that they knew it would work, because it was done before. So when you keep seeing a pattern and the pattern is analyzed, it can be perfected. So whatever needs to change in the pattern will change. So they kept working on the family unit.
They did.
So when the mother had to go out, the father had to go out to work, then it broke down the family unit. So your part with the Minister of Family is so important.
It is.
Because when you bring back in the love of the family, and we have our ancestors and we care for them as they cared for us when we were children, at many times have we seen our ancestors placed in a home.
Oh,
where
that's a stain on it's a stain on all of humanity. It's very sad, yes.
And because the family unit has to be out working, they can't stay home with the ancestors. So the by design was to build these private for-profit homes and put our ancestors in there, and
I call it lock them up.
Lock
yes. them up, and there was so many operating nefariously. Some were good, but that is a whole other subject that it rubs me the wrong way, and it always has rubbed me the wrong way.
So, but I just want to bring a little bit of the financial part of this. Yes, but I just want to say that when we had our ancestors placed in these private for-profit homes,
for sure,
they took everything back from them, like their Canada pension and their old age pension. They were only left with a few dollars left over for comfort measures, but that was there all by design to get it all back, because the private for-profit homes were in the pocket of the people that were designing them.
And you know this all too well because you were part of working with the healthcare, which is now
yes, and I watched it.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy that you see what I've seen. And I know we're going to be working closely together, because with the Minister of Well, I'm so excited for our ancestors that they can jump into a med bed.
They deserve everything that's coming, right?
And to be able to go out and garden and look after their flowers and sit with our children on their knees and tell them stories.
Or start the RV and travel all around the world.
Oh, I just like to keep them and let them do whatever they want.
But
if they want to travel, that's fine.
There'll be some that'll travel because they've worked hard their whole lives, and now they see a window of, wow, it's all in place.
So this is the picture that we're trying to paint
Yes.
of what is coming with the Ministry of Family and how we'll work together to achieve
Yes.
the family back together, whether we need to be helping with medical issues or mental issues or financial or physical.
It's all there.
It will all be there, and I'm pretty sure that with it all in system, we'll have 3 days, and they will be able
They
to come
knock
to you.
on the family minister's door.
Yes,
I have 3 days on those tasks to put things in action.
so
So if there are no promises, that are empty. These are promises that we're going to do. We are going to get this done. And to back up a little bit on how their plan and how they kind of captured us, they're kind of tricky, and we just fell right for it they conquered our weaknesses: the TV, the media, cell phones, sports, all the shiny new things which were added to the old systems, cabal, enslavers. Bottom line, the more that they had a system, the more we did, and the more that they put our ladies, our moms to work, was more money for them, their pocketbook. It's all about that.
it's all
Plus
about a pattern.
power, greed. And so I like to focus, and then the global, like, it's their bottom line was their agenda, and the focus was on keeping up with the Joneses. They kept most of we the people so busy, and they led us to where we are today. So
let's just talk about keeping up with the Joneses. What do you think that does to the family unit that cannot keep up with the Joneses? What does that do to the family unit?
You see it every day. The I Am Cured program, the addictions, they go to other things because I don't know, like the Facebook, and they look at other people, rising up, as they would say, and maybe their lifestyle is more in the enslaved, how the plan was, and they have to live on, what is it? It's not very much.
It's not very much.
It's all rising. It's all coming up. But when you only have that to live on, I think we've witnessed we the people, many be depressed, be wanting, but not knowing which way to turn, working too hard just to,
Does that fall into the victim mode?
Oh, it's totally victim mode.
Totally
it
victim
is.
mode.
Yes.
And that's the mental part of it, right?
Yes.
Where they turn to addictions to fill in for the void.
That's right. And sadly, as the years went by, the decades, it just became so in everybody's face. And what really kind of surprised me and it still is we the people looking, like we're sitting here looking at that situation and throwing them bones and like have lineups for, the food line and that. Like, wow. I never liked that. Yes, but the plan to bring them up and to be able for them to raise themselves up, to be able to do more than basic, was the way to go. And they just, they wanted a little crest, pat themselves on the back. Oh, we're feeding the homeless, or, we're giving them a tent to live in and then thinking that's fine. No, that's not fine. That's not fine. We need to set it up like Queen Romana has done with the royal decrees, which we'll talk about. And it's so exciting that everything's there. There's no more
So
waiting.
what happens when you build up the I Am's self-esteem? What happens?
They start walking tall to love yourself. And it gives them the confidence to say, I can do this. I now have this. I have a roof over my head. My tummy's full. what do I love to do? And that's where we're headed. That's where they're doing right now. From in the ditch, I like to call the ones that and the ones that stayed in the ditch, they didn't have maybe family to lift them
To
up.
lift them out.
They didn't
yeah.
have their grandparents because of, as we know, they took the old community lifestyle, which it's back. We are doing the communities.
Community
We're all
again.
together. We're
Yes.
gonna all live together, gonna play together, travel
So,
together.
when you love yourself,
You have to love
you
yourself.
have to love yourself
Yeah,
first, or
very
you can't
important.
love anybody else.
You cannot.
No.
No, they come hand in hand. So that would heal a lot of the world if you start loving yourself. That's my inner
In a
feeling.
healthy
You just have to-
family,
Yes.
loving
It's
unit.
coming. It's here.
And I'm counting on you.
Well, you can count on me.
And
I won't.
think I can.
I will not let people down. No, I will not leave the people down. I will work 24/7. I might not get everything right, but
I like your style.
It's get it done, Wendy.
Yes.
Giddy up, go. So not by choice, we'll go on to that. But then I would like to mention that the people out there that are not educating themselves, they're not going to the website, thekingdomofcanada.ca, and they're just hearing, oh, they're hearing from the media, false everything, it seems. It's
Right.
the agenda. They're just trying to keep the good news down. So I'd like to list a few of what the people out there they're complaining about. Like they're protesting even in some respects of number one, the owners of the Kingdom of Canada's natural resources. Wow. You would complain about that? When we read a little bit of that decree, it's wowzer. Number two, free water, irrigation for all our farmers across the Kingdom of Canada. Nothing to complain there. I can't see it. Can you, Wendy?
Not at all.
Her Excellency?
Not at all.
Number three, maglev trains across Kingdom of Canada, free.
Most of our IMs have no idea
They do not.
how big the
Uh-huh.
Kingdom of Canada really is, the landmass.
It's
They have
huge.
no idea. And it would be just absolutely wonderful to jump on.
Oh, and 4 hours we can be home. We're in Ontario, or I'm in Ontario, Her Excellency. I could be home in, I believe, 4 hours.
From where?
From BC, from
Yeah?
right from coast to coast. I'm pretty sure the hours. I don't think it would take you more from coast to coast.
No, I
The
think
7 or 8 hours.
you
Right.
could probably be coast to coast,
Territory.
breakfast to dinner.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, that's so cool. And then the homeschooling of our children, the protesting.
We're gonna, the home education of our children, they're gonna be instilled with love and natural law,
That's right.
and they will excel with their gifts. Everyone has a gift.
They do.
And if your gift is being suppressed because it's being held back,
Right.
you will not excel. But
They're
if
gonna
you
fly.
can excel
Yeah.
with your gift, you can spread love everywhere.
Yes, you can. Number 5 is zero homelessness in the Kingdom of Canada.
Oh, that's going to be
zero.
zero.
That's where I come in.
Yes.
And somebody comes to, well, we have the cabinet members. We have our provincial ministry. We have our city coordinators. All of us working together. The family minister, which is myself, will be getting the knock on the doors, the facts of a lineup of this person, this person, this person. I think we're not going to mention names of the person coming to us or any backgrounds.
No.
It's just that I am in need. And we're going to take that need, we're going to take that information and put it in the slot or the lane where it needs to go within 3 days. Now, that's a big task.
And we're talking about our Canadian nationals.
We are talking about our Canadian
And
nationals.
3 days, if they need a home,
They'll know the lane.
they will have a home provided through the right direction
will have
from
a-
you.
They will not be unhoused. Will they have their brand new home if that's the case in 3 days? No, but they will be housed. They will be in comfort. We have safe spaces. We'll have lots of conversions for people. Will have a place to call their own. But the idea in the end is everybody own their own home, which is so exciting. Now, the zero homelessness comes into mind. That's number 5. There's no homelessness. Zero poverty in the Kingdom of Canada.
No.
The 1.5 trillion backed by gold and silver housing program across the Kingdom of Canada. That's a wowzer. Number 8, economic corridor, which brings pipelines of clean water, oil, gas, sewage across the Kingdom of Canada. They are protesting against this. Number 9, I Am Cured program for those struggling with addiction. How do you protest against that? Across the Kingdom of Canada, zero homelessness, free education, zero income tax.
Well, that's a great one. Maybe you want to stop there for a second.
Yes.
And let's talk a little bit about
Free.
zero income tax.
That's a good thing. Yes. For we the people, not for the businesses, they'll have some. But
yes, but it's not going to be like it was before, that you would have to go to work and work all week and only take home half a week.
For most parts, zero income tax is the way. Now there'll be, if you're going to go out and buy a Ferrari or something extra special, I think there's a small tax on it. Other than that, they're most people's wants, and even though they're going to be stepping up their wants, it's all like the people that had lack, the abundance is going to be dropped in their lap, and they won't know which way to go, what they want to do. They'll be ordering, they're all of the shiny things for the good. There'll be a lineup for them. And I want them to be first, but you can't, don't get their whatever they want.
I don't think that'll last forever, though.
No,
it's just that they'll go through a phase.
Of Canada now belongs to we the people. This means all natural resources in every province, territory of the Kingdom of Canada, now nationalized and owned by every Canadian national, and so it is. Royalty checks twice a year, shared equally. Who, what, where, when, and how is just rolled right out. Number 20, read Royal Decree number 21, homelessness. There's a decree. We've talked about that.
Stop on there for a second. So last week with our ministry, we learned about the natural resources with His Excellency Paul Janke.
Yes, we did.
We went through all of the provinces with all of their natural resources, which I loved that part of it. I was so it was so informative. I don't know if there's some place that can be printed out and we can put on the website so all of the IMs can go to that, because it's the bones. It's the where's the money? Where's the money, they say? There's the money. There's the money.
There's the money.
The natural resources return back to the Canadian nationals.
Yeah.
And with what you mentioned about 2 checks a year.
Yes.
February the 3rd and August the 3rd.
That's right. That sounds right.
Yes.
That does sound right, Wendy.
And
yes.
With that being said, we are all in abundance.
We are. No lack, no more. Lack, not. Abundance, yes.
Yes.
Yes. And all of the solutions are the royal decrees, the foundation Queen Romana laid out. But it's also in all of our hands, Her Excellency. It can't be just in a few hands. We all have to join together, do our part. We cannot expect the new government, which we are, to do everything for you. We come together, and I think from us coming together it's going to be exciting. Like they're going to have ideas to come, we want you to come and share your ideas. I do on my
Yes.
page. Oh yes. Share your ideas. Let's work
Because
together.
what
Yeah.
one doesn't think of, maybe someone else will think of.
That's
And
right.
when everyone works together as a team, you can accomplish whatever your goal is set to be.
That's always
So-
the formula.
Yes.
Nobody, well, I maybe can't say nobody. Queen Ramona can, but most people they can't do it all themselves. We
No.
have to work together.
So I always had a philosophy of the goal. If you keep your eye on the goal
Mhm.
and you don't look at the obstacles,
Right.
it is much easier to get to the goal. So working together,
Yes.
everyone,
I like that, Her Excellency.
we
Yes.
can work towards the goal. And what is our goal?
It's,
Peace,
Oh,
love, and
and
prosperity.
that's it. That's
Right?
it. Right. And it's there and more. If you don't need any more though. But that's
No.
your bones, that's your foundation. The natural law keeps everything check, check, check. And everybody I've heard out in, I don't know, I don't listen to the media, but I've heard, well, some of those royal decrees are a little, maybe is it strict that they think or whatever? I'm not sure their wording. I can't speak for them. I just know that you hear some chatter about some of them are like, what, that's a little dictating, they might say. I've heard that word. And we know it's not.
We
But
know
they need
it's
to do their
not,
homework. Yeah.
but yes, educate yourself.
Mhm.
There is a reason behind every royal decree.
Certainly is.
And there's a lesson in there. And it is because we will never go back to where we were. We are here in the new era.
There's no going back.
No going
We
back.
don't want to go back. No.
It'll never happen
No.
again.
No. Now, our youth, I would like to just touch just a little bit on the education of our youth. But as family minister, they will have all their needs will be met. They come to my door, to our provincial cabinet, like there's a process. It's going to be easy, fast, laid out, and they'll just come straight to the source. I like going straight to the source.
So let's
And
just kind of,
they're going to say, Her Excellency, I am in need of startup money. I think there's an emergency fund. I forget which decree it is, but it's in here.
yes,
It's emergency money. Yes. And so how that goes in which lane is, I have my ideas, but they have
So,
to be confirmed. But they'll be looked after.
Let's just
Her
look at
Excellency.
let's just look at a scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Say I come into you
Mm-hmm.
and I have a child that is confined to a wheelchair,
Mm-hmm.
and I will be home educating my child.
Mhm.
What would you be able to put in place for me?
Well, it's there already. First of all, home education. We will be paid a certain amount, or the mums or the dads, the caregivers for their education. It's here somewhere. I can't just put. I know, but I'm just going to bounce off of that. So their needs are met. But the child that has the wheelchair and that, there's extra funds for them. It's separate. So it's all there. And so do I search out for a database of where that person, we would need more details, but that young VIP will certainly be looked after. And which lane, maybe there's 5 lanes for that. I don't know all the details.
So whatever the child needs to stay at home instead of being put on one of those buses.
That's not going to happen.
That will not
Those
happen.
dumbed down buses are done. Yes.
And
they don't get their keys back.
The VIP will stay in their own environment where the love is.
That's right.
The home education.
Yeah. But I'm excited for the home education is that the youth have an open slate to create, to manifest. We often say the sky is the limit. It's the old school of thinking. It is now the universe, the star systems, friends in high places. But the good old-fashioned teachings from our elders is still the grassroots. But all of their wants will be shining, and they have common areas. I see the youth have common areas with the ancestors in there, like we'll have safe havens, safe hubs. That's in Royal Decree number 225, 226. We'll read it into a little bit exactly. I don't like making up words for that. That's very serious, but it's all the foundations there. And see, the safe havens, the orphans will have the best of the best, and they'll be living in communities, villages. They build back together with a family unit. Like the community is the answer to most things, and everything set up where we go. One grocery store is free. Where we go, one gas, by the way, is free too, to an extent. Where we go, one recreational, like communities, in a big way. But it's just back to, I'm going to knock on that person's door and maybe even have a little, like Tim Hortons, no, but we'll have our own little coffee shops, and we go and meet, you know, the ancestors, how they love that. We got to have the porches. We got to have the front porches, the rocking chairs. And guess who's going to come? Because they're going to be all close together. Is our youth, and they're gonna
VIPs from the
and they're gonna hear those stories. You know those stories? Yes.
I have a little story about ancestors. My dad would go to the cattle sales, and my youngest son David was 6, and my dad would take him out of school to take him to the cattle sales. So.
Rightfully so.
And so on a few occasions, he was asked when he attended the next day, "Why weren't you here yesterday?" "Well, I went to the cattle sale with my grandpa." "Well, you should have come to school yesterday." Said, "No, my grandpa said that learning about cattle and agriculture is more important than coming here."
And
so,
he was right. And then like basically the communities, and those stories will be more plentiful. I have a quick one too. My 3 boys, not just the boys, the girls would join in too, to the fishing. We'd have fishing season, you know, and all of most of the kids would go to school, and you know, and because their moms would make them, some of them, or if they didn't go to school, they would make up you know, a note of some whatever, and I would be the truthful one, and I'd just go in and I'd say, "My boys has fishing fever, and they will not be at school the next day." So it, you know, there was just say bonding with their elders. Were there fishing when I'm talking in relation to their elders. Fishing season was a very big thing, and it was an all night. Some of them ended up going to school in the morning, but I just gave them advance notice. Fishing fever. Anyways, yes. And so, here's a nice thing. Is number 1, the Kingdom of Canada's Armed Forces, the Kingdom of Canada's Special Forces, the Kingdom of Canada's Navy, the Kingdom of Canada's Space Force, the Kingdom of Canada's Special Ops, We the People of the Kingdom of Canada, the Bureau, the Ministry of Natural Resources of the Kingdom of Canada, the Bureau of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Kingdom of Canada, the Bureau, the Ministry of the National Treasury of the Kingdom of Canada, the National Treasury of the Kingdom of Canada, the Ministry of National Defense of the Kingdom of Canada, the Global Allied Special Forces to the Kingdom of Canada, and the Ministry of Finance of the Kingdom of Canada. So that pretty much is fact that we, out of Decree number 2023 is all live Homo sapiens. I'm going to repeat this. Living, breathing, blood flowing, Canadian nationals, baby girl, baby boy, lady and man born on this planet Earth are to be known as Indigenous forthwith, entitled equal share to all natural resources.
And what royal decree was that again?
That, Her Excellency, is number 223.
223,
Yes.
and that can be found under
Under our webpage, under the Kingdom of Canada.ca.
.ca.
There is lots of information. There's a section where all of our royal decrees are. There's other news. And what I'm excited about is each one of our ministries will have their own page to connect with the people. This is a great format, but on a regular basis, it brings them in to contact, say on my page, they're going to directly say, Her Excellency, Judy, Marianne, Garbutt, I have, maybe I'm just making this up, I have the perfect spot for the community celebration every year, because we are going to celebrate all of this. So, and this is the location, and I have some ideas on what activities and everything. It's going to be a party, Her Excellency. We're gonna celebrate
And
this
all of
over.
those comments will be welcomed.
Yes, and I will take those comments, and we all will, as all of our ministers. So that is the next stage of our webpage. There's a lot on there. So I'm excited about that.
And I really think that that's an important royal decree. So that's why I wanted to mention what number it was, 223,
That's right.
and where the IMs can find it, because we all like to reference things and read it ourselves.
That's right.
And see it with our own eyes.
Exactly. And the ideal world will be, in, if I have anything to say about it, would be that all Canadian nationals receive a copy in a book form of the royal decrees to take, to share. Maybe the future there's going to be an easier way than a book paper, but I like seeing it. I like, rather than the website's fine, it's perfect, that's what we need, but I also would like to have it in a book, that I could have it in my purse to reference it. There's a lot of royal decrees, and to remember exactly, the facts, and then the number to reference it to what you're doing. And that follows into the natural law, Her Excellency, because if we're going to be all following the natural law, the royal decrees that's the platform, that's the foundation that Queen Romana has laid out. So it's nice if we all could, at one point, have our own, which there'll be additions.
I like that idea, because there are some ancestors that are not able to access.
Point. Exactly.
And
they don't want to.
And they're not really interested in it, because they grew up with a book in their hands, and that's what they love to do, was read. You'll find that most of the ancestors love reading, because that's what was there at their time. They didn't have computers 60, 70, 80 years ago, right?
To add to that, comes to mind that our VIPs are going to be close with in the communities. They'll engage with each other that way, and our VIPs will get them up to speed on more of the the tablets too.
Well, with
their help together, it could probably be a fun thing, but they'll still want their books.
And just recently, the other day, I noticed that there was, this little girl was probably only 2 years old, but she had mommy's phone in her hand, and she was just clicking away. I'm not sure what game she was playing, but
if you hand that to a lot of the VIPs right now, and then you're having trouble with anything, they actually just take it, like you said, and hand it back to you. It's like, whoa. So
So
it's the
then
fun
you
thing
can
about
see
them.
that,
Yes,
right? Where
they
we
see it.
have ancestors and children
Mhm.
together
Yeah.
learning from each
Yeah,
other.
but from the old ways to the new ways in our quantum learning, it's just so amazing. There's just so much to look forward to because there's different stages. Quantum is right there. It's around the corner. People, if you mention quantum financial system, they don't understand. If you mention, all of the suppressed technology, they don't understand, but they will. They will. So this royal decree is number 55, and
Okay.
it talks about, the 75, because I go, where's the money? People will say, well, where is the money? Like, where is the money? We mentioned that it's our resources and right, but it's also, there's the $75 billion set aside for the housing and the food. We touched on it a little bit. And the financial emergency money. That's where the money is. It's right there. Royal decree. If you
Well,
wanna
what
go
number
read,
was that?
number 55.
55.
Yes. Now 58 is a big one. It's the one His Excellency Paul is. This one is the royal decree. All natural resources of the Kingdom of Canada now belongs to we, the people of the Kingdom of Canada. To the attention of we, the people of the Kingdom of Canada, effective immediately, March 5th, 2022, retroactive, February 5th, 2022. All natural resources of the Kingdom of Canada now belongs to the people of the Kingdom of Canada. This means all natural resources in every province, territory of the Kingdom of Canada now nationalized and owned by every Canadian. And so it is.
So what does that
And-
mean to your family?
It means they're going to get the funds, and that's where the money actually comes from. That's from our natural resources. From there we are. It keeps on giving because in a lot of the details on that decree it brings in like farming, like the hemp industry, all of our precious metals, which His Excellency Paul mentioned last week, it was a wowzer, knowing that we are so rich and identified every province. It was really very informative.
And what number was that again?
That's number 58.
That was 58?
Yes.
Okay, and what one do you have now?
This is number 116, which kind of ties into the old government and what is now. And number 116, June 30th, 2023, closure of all ministries and departments of children protection services in the Kingdom of Canada. This goes with our youth and protection. It's here, the steps. It's restoration, or it's restoring parental rights. So that's what we do. Obligations and responsibilities back to us. Royal Decree number 116. Protection, preservation of origins of bloodlines. Very important. Protection and preserving the family values under natural law. Prevention of child trafficking and sexual exploitations. Prevention of children kidnapping. This is so important.
So would that be through they would come to you for the Minister of Youth to look after that part?
That's the bones of the ministry. Almost all ministries will interact with every one of these decrees.
But if there was a youth that was brought to you as a minister of family, they would be
I would celebrate to them that they're all closed and they're actors and they really have no control right now, that we do have the control, and
but we do have
it's the transition.
Minister of Youth, correct?
We do, and Minister of yes, we do, and of ancestors.
So
very beautiful.
We have ministers in those areas.
That's
so
right.
That when you have youth coming to you with
coming
need
from them mostly.
for you will have access to providing them with the minister of youth. And now with our ancestors that would come in, you have a minister of ancestors.
I'll have the details of which lane, and the who, where, what, why.
I was
And
just,
then
making
right.
that clear that we do have ministers of the different
We do.
areas
All
that we
right
need.
across the Kingdom of Canada. Oh, yes, this is a big, big job. So the federal, we're here, but the provincials, the city coordinators, everybody, we all work together. But yes, for my talking and for myself, they will bring the information to me, to our desk, and we will calculate or
And the
will
same
we
thing.
revise
You'll
the
have
services
3
needed
days.
to fix whatever comes to us. We have the services, we'll put them in the lane, and we have 3 days.
3 days.
And they'll have, it's not, I'll phone you back. Like right now, well, they just push them under the rug. Actually, they create the problems. So
So
we won't have a lot of those problems eventually
and
to deal with.
with some of our youth, I'm not going to say all of our youth, the I Am Cured program is going to be huge for them.
Oh man, that's
The different steps, and it is huge, but it will bring them back into the community.
Well, yes, I Am Cured is pages and pages, and it's so well thought out. So it covers everything. It's not to have to go back to that now that you mentioned it. I was going to talk about that here.
Well, we can just kind of recap it. You know what's in there.
Well,
it's huge.
It's huge.
But it goes right from the beginning right to the incorporation of that youth being
It's not just youth.
Not just youth.
It's everything, and it's not just drugs. It's so broad.
I'm just using a youth as an example.
Yeah, I understand. Where is I Am Cured? I had it it was right at the beginning because it's that important.
It is a very important
I was going to
one.
go through this, and we'll touch on that instead of
when you get to it, you can go through it.
Excellency.
But I just wanted to mention that the I Am Cured program is there for anyone that will need it, and you are the minister of family, and it will be accessible.
Yes.
Their hope is here for everything, and that's why all of these royal decrees were designed.
Yes.
Under
the foundation.
The foundation.
Coming out for the new era. And the new era is now. It's running. Now. It's here. It is here. This is here. Excuse me for rattling these papers so much, but this is the I Am Cured. It's very special. I would like to talk a few minutes on it.
Okay, and what number
is it?
112. 112.
Yes, and it's I Am Cured program for the drug addicts, the addicts, the lucid or prescribed adrenochrome, the internet even. People are addicted to many things. Photographic, sex, video games, alcohol, social media. $8,600,000,000 budget for the years 2023 to 2027. And to go on just to stay on the drugs for our youth and our VIPs and our everybody. It encompasses all of the almost 40 million. It's very, very hits every family. So I can remember, I wish Queen Romana had described it in the most perfect way of there's your, that's your, what do you call them? We could say he's a drug dealer. There's other names for them, and how they captured the family. And there was all these different, like it was lanes where it ended up going, like it destroys the family. one piece at a time, gets the breadwinner in addiction, which affects the family, which affects maybe the car. So now he doesn't have a car to drive. He can't pay because he's paying for the drugs. And this is the kingpin. He's making sure he's got him captured. So now his wife, or partner, now that brings in those people. So I am cured is not just the addiction of the person themselves. It's the whole family it affects. Soon you have a roof over your head, and this is very common out there. It's so sad. And then the next thing you know, they don't have a house to live in because
Can't afford to pay the
this
rent,
guy right
or-
here's gobbled it all up, and with no concern. Like, we're going to deal with those under natural law. They're not nice people at all. If they are people,
Yeah.
I don't know what
That's
they are.
all by design.
Yeah. So, anyways, so I am cured. What am I going to do? And then it goes to, it allots every province so much money, like for the housing units, it breaks it down to build it back up.
So let's stop and talk about the new era.
Yes, this is the new era.
We
every word we're
in
talking
the
about
new era,
is the new era.
but all of our royal decrees
Mhm.
are under natural law,
That's right.
and we are not going to talk about the old system
No,
where there were certain words brought in that I don't even like to mention the words because it should not be mentioned, that we are building this back better. That's not words that need to be mentioned
I
here.
don't even think we said that,
Well,
but maybe
even if we did allude to it or we mentioned it, that
Yeah.
needs to be corrected
Oh,
here.
for sure. We don't
Now,
go back.
we're in the new era.
Mhm.
These are the
Yes.
royal decrees by Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana Vigilo under natural law. That's where we are.
That's where we are.
That's where we
I
are.
probably
staying.
referenced that probably 18 times in my first pages.
We're not going to even mention that.
Mention that the new era.
We're mentioning the new era,
Of
but
course
we're
we
not talking about when the old
Oh,
system. We're
no.
not talking about the
No,
old
no,
system.
we're not talking about the old
No.
system. It only
No.
comes up on a question on where they would be coming from. Well, I'm not sure where that's coming from. So.
But anyway,
Okay.
we're just going to talk about
Yeah.
the new era.
The new era.
And the old system is gone.
Totally
Gone.
We've talked about the old system being gone, and we've talked about why the ancestors and, a bit about what they've gone through, the old, like the nursing homes and the children, the schooling, and we're talking all new. Yeah, we are. That's our future.
Yes.
It's not back there, but that's some history of, I get that. We're totally to the new era. Now I've left
Okay,
my
so,
the education.
I'll let you continue on
Okay.
where you were at.
I like just dealing with what's in here, and then it's the facts of, and then we can talk. What's this one here?
You're still on the I am
I
cured?
think I am on the ion cured because it allows for the monies in every province. It allocates it, and it breaks it down to the education of bringing back. When you have an addiction, when you want to be cured, it brings back, it's the development of a support system for the families. So it's
So
kind of,
we can
it's a family.
understand that
Yeah.
because the fear, the heart-wrenching of seeing
Yes.
a family member that is caught in the clutches. And I'm even talking about pharmaceutical drugs.
Oh, man.
I'm not just talking about street drugs.
No.
I'm
So
seeing
much
where
Orexin.
someone has gone in to have an operation
Mhm.
done and
Yes.
gotten addicted to a
Mhm.
pharmaceutical drug.
Yes.
And as hard as you try,
But that does come from the old ways. That was
But
their
you
plan.
can't, it's hard to help them
This is the
get off
coming-
of that, but if we're into the I am cure,
we are.
there are steps that are taking that are specifically designed to bring you from here to success.
And they're laid out here in the most beautiful steps, and everything basically is say it moves the drug addicts off the streets into the housing and into the I Am Cured program. And then after completion, it's a total full circle of the I Am Cured program. It graduates the work into the local, again, communities, helping seniors, animals, humanitarian work. So it pulls in the seniors again. And that's the beautiful thing about it. It's like together, right? Back into the back that you were used to be. We'd all work together and solve our own type of problems, maybe. I don't know if that's the right way, but there's a check-in every day. This is the total program for Cure. Every week, every month. And the budget is like they talk about 1 billion each province is allowed the amounts that is needed.
And it
They've
doesn't
calculated.
just provide for the person that is in the program, it also provides for the total family unit.
And that's very important because that's the only way you can cure is because it involves more than the addicted person. It brings in every family. This one, I just know so many people, myself included, that live with this nightmare of people you love that are addicted. Anyway, so there's the development of every stage to get back to healthy, and we train them at the end. It's under the age here. They build the community support centers where the family and friends can visit. So already during their treatments, the family and the friends are part of it through the steps. And I believe it's 1 year program. And if you need longer, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure
I
it's
don't
1
think
year.
we could probably put a time on a
No,
limit because
we can't.
everyone will have a specific hurdle
That's right.
that needs to be addressed and move into success.
When I say 1 year, I mean the meat and potatoes of it, but it's ongoing for
You know,
years.
that's
because
fine
this
to
is the
say
steps.
that,
Yeah.
but we all know
Yeah.
that's not, it's not
No.
a cookie cutter system.
No, it isn't, and it extends onto a lifetime. So here's where it goes from the step 4, the wellness center, the rehab treatment, the strict protocol must be in place. And then first you have to focus on curing the addiction, and then the community. Then step 5, the community programs focused on job creation, because you have to build them back up so that they love themselves. It's about loving yourself is so important. And then it's to provide the structured training. Do you know there's so many of our youth and VIPs that really haven't so much a skill. They're very good in schoolwork. I don't know how to put that in the correct words, but let's just say, that the trades program and the planting food and taking care of animals and discovering what inner selves have a joy to do
Yes.
was left out. And some of the reasons of the cured program, why they have to be cured, is because it was suffocated. And that would be, you go look for something else to fill those holes, I guess. I don't know. I've never had the problem, but I guess in some ways we all have touched on, in some parts of our life that
We have all known
been the sadness. We've all had sadness.
someone that has
Yeah,
been in that situation. And I'm so pleased that there is a detailed program like that.
It's amazing.
And
Yes.
and we will have the IMs will be able to go and look at the kingdomofcanada.ca. They'll be able to reference all of these royal decrees,
That's
because sitting here talking about it and mentioning the number, but when you physically want to read it yourself, because it does hit home for some reason.
I'm excited about reading it and then going and taking them by the hand and say, here you go. And it's right there.
Well, and that's good, but also people need to take the initiative to get in there and look at it themselves and find a way to access what is provided for them.
That'll be very clear picture shortly. They won't have to hunt too far. The webpage, yes, for sure. But seeing, touching, and feeling is they'll be able to do that. They'll be able to experience it live. And again, it goes back to family support. Now, our family, I would say, have more time. They'll have more time. They're not rushed to the old, work to pay the bills of all. They're not. So they'll have more time to spend with their children, homeschooling. So the new era right now, and has been operating and is all of us coming together and coming out of any problems together. And again, it's love. It's love yourself. I really cannot stress that enough. You have to love yourself. And so many people are stuck on something, and maybe that's I am cured. I call it the pill pushing from the medical, from the pharmaceutical companies, from the healthcare, sick care, I call it, system. They were pushed into a situation that was no fault of their own many times.
What is your definition of love?
Oh my gosh. Love is caring, sharing, seeing somebody that needs some help and put it in action. Just don't, say, oh, if you ever need something, no. Put it in action. Love is kind. Love is a feeling. It's hard to say what love is in words because you feel it. You see it everywhere. Love is an older couple. I think this is so amazing, like talking about the ancestors, holding hands. Like they're married 30, 40 years and they're still holding hands, and they look at each other but they don't have to say words. Love isn't words always. It's at that feeling.
And love is unconditional.
It's unconditional.
Unconditional.
Yes, that's right. But put it in action. Many people, maybe they hold back on their expression of love because maybe, for whatever reason, they're maybe shy of helping somebody or showing that inside this person actually sees some care for love, right? That they could use their love inside of them to help in any situations. Love is kind. Love is everywhere.
Okay.
Love is a feeling.
I just wanted to see what you thought about that. Thank you for yours.
I'm full of love and light.
Okay. So
And
what did you want to talk about now? What royal
this
decree?
one here is coming up, and it's number 131, the residential and commercial market correction, which ties in with the financial and all IMs having a home. So I thought this was interesting because of the correction coming and the 131 residential and commercial market correction and the removal of the false inflation rates in the Kingdom of Canada.
Oh, okay.
So that brings rises everybody up to have their own home, and the price is not, it's inflation now. It's not real.
So we'll be
manufactured. Yes,
going back to 55 prices.
That's my understanding. Yes.
Where you can own your own home.
Mm-hmm.
And
everybody will own their
own. Everyone.
I know, that's so amazing. Now this one is number 1 it goes on about the new and the real property market value. It's not the truth right now. Well, it is. It's what they know, but it's not to be with the royal decrees and the new era. It's
Okay.
already there. We're going. This one is number. Oh yeah, this is number 25, which goes in with the 140 under the education. I am. What is this one? Head of state. It just talks about the free education and that the could be home education. That there's number 25. Now this one here goes into the 140, which is very detailed. We'll let Her Excellency Mary go into more detail. She's our
Education, Minister of Education.
Yes, she is.
Yes, for all the
Mhm.
IAMs.
That's right. My task is to make sure that all the children and all education, that the funds are there, that they'll come to me, is my understanding, and then it flows through. So the education is part of in a big way, but the details in here is very interesting.
So
if
you'll
you
be
wanna
able
read
to
it,
just redirect to
That's right.
Her Excellency
Yes.
Mary, and for the home education for all the IAMs
That's
of
right.
the Kingdom of Canada.
Plus education for ancestors, all of us.
All of us.
Yes.
All the IAMs.
All the IMs education. There's no limit, but I would think for our VIPs, it's very important, the education. It'll be what they're dreaming. It's what they want to do. It's not put in that that category of
I call it the cookie cutter
The
system.
cookie cutter is a good one. Just
Yeah.
like that's exactly what a good one, Her Excellency Wendy. And this one made me number 225 and 226 are the very recent decrees, which the 225 is the safety and the security and the care and the protection and funding of the Kingdom of Canada's children, youth, in care homes, in foster homes, local communities, authorities, federal, provincial, and territorial cities. And it lists the Kingdom of Canada and all of Space Force, Canada's Navy, go through them all, that it's backed by. And then which is urgent, because everything is urgent when it becomes our VIPs. So the safety and the security and the care, the protection and the funding of the Kingdom of Canada's children and youth in care homes, foster homes, local communities and authorities. I am Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana Digilo, Commander-in-Chief, President, National Indigenous Chief, Queen of the Kingdom of Canada, hereby issue the royal decree dated today, May 29th, 2024, to all Kingdom of Canada and Global Special Allied Forces and respective ministries to action forthwith. This royal decree as specified under natural law. I will point them out. Number 1 is safety. Number 2, the security. 3 is care, protection, community. It's the umbrella of protection over our VIPs.
And what was the number of that royal decree
That
again?
is 225. I know that.
225?
Yes.
225.
That's right. And zero abuse of any kind, bribery, misappropriation of money prior to taking responsibilities for caring. It brings in the what do you call it? There's where are I just went blank. they take care of our foster children, the foster parents. This is referring to them. There's the foster parents, the communities and the villages. Like, this is where we can say it takes the village to raise a child. This is saying, yes, we all come together and make sure. And Queen Romana has put in checkpoints for the children that, and it says, I'll just name it, it's very detailed. So I'll just do foster parents, parent homes are that they're lawfully, criminally, and financially responsible for any and all harm caused to a child, children, and youth while in their care. Now we have special numbers for a back check, I could say, that if one of our VIPs, our youth, and our seniors, but I'll speak on the youth on this particular decree right now, number 225. There's a number 777. First of all, it's your basic number that would be a youth, which would come to me. They'll be set up properly in the way that I won't speak on how because I'm not sure, but I know it's there. And then the 777 is the safety net number for all of our children in orphans, in all of them, foster cares. If there's something, they'll have their own little phone for texting. So if there's any reason that they feel, and they'll have the baseline, the rules on when to actually dial or text that number for resources, for help, for whatever, if they're in way of harm, that is a direct, faster than 3 days, that's immediate. And they will be getting immediate help.
Protection for our VIPs.
For different reasons.
They are our future.
They are our future, Her Excellency. So I really like that.
I like that one too, yes.
So good. And then it goes on again. You know, there's going to be some, what would you call, reckoning with certain situations. They'll be going through the natural law, right? And everything will have to be evidence-based. There's been a lot of not nice, I think, underneath without describing or saying, because I guess that's talking old, but it's hard not to mention some things because some people are still living it. But even though we're not, and we know, but there's foster homes and there's all of these agencies right now that there's still some doing nefarious things.
I think they're gone.
Slipping underneath the cup. Most of them are gone, yes, but they're gone. I totally agree with that. But what they've left behind is still there.
Yes, but
that's the part that heals, and that's where the new era comes in.
The VIPs will all be healed.
That's where the umbrella comes in,
Yeah.
and everything, all of their mishaps or lack will be of abundance, fast, quick, and in a hurry. And that's the beauty part of it, which I love. Now it just goes on and on. This is the 24 hotline, what I was mentioning, nationwide established.
And what number is this, Royal
That's
Decree?
the one. This is number 225.
225.
And
we're still on,
yeah,
right?
Yes, we are, because this is where it talks about the hotline for the children and the youth. Requesting immediate. It says it right here for the children, and children placed in care homes, foster homes must each be provided with a cell phone, emergency use program to speed dial 777 nationwide for immediate assistance. So that's your immediate one. 777, I guess, like 911.
Mm-hmm.
So these numbers, I love that. That's so good. Then to establish a children and a youth 24-hour hotline, what we mentioned for various other reasons, is your 777 777 7777. And that's where the children and youth can anonymously report crimes against children and youth via text messages. So it's a life jacket. It's good. It's great. So then to move on to the seniors, our ancestors, in actual fact. They're number 226, similar, I won't read them all, but similar setup, all of the, like a safe haven, a small, like for place for them or help. There's a number for them to call through immediate, like our VIPs, and it's 888, and that will get the emergency, because as you know, through the system, when you were nursing, that maybe some of the patients that you know had a right to call 888, and so now it's available. And so as piggybacked onto the 77777, the 888 is similar to, oh, I need this, I need this here, I would like that. Where do I go? Other than the website, where's the brick and mortar? Because we will be having that. Where can I knock on the door and say, that's what they want, that I need help? And where do I go?
And they'll get help within the 3 days.
That's right. And
right?
So very, very important that the brick and mortar is there.
So you've looked after the VIPs there with the royal decree. Now you've got the royal decree for the ancestors. 226.
Very similar.
That was 225 and 226.
Yes, they're back to back, and they're both very, very connected to the family minister. That's, I don't know, I should say meat and potatoes, but that's the meat and potatoes of my tasks with Full Circle. Now this one is, this is talking about and the community keeps coming up with all of these. The funding. Now here's where I've got outlined the Ministry of Well in regards to the ancestors. There goes Wendy. We've talked about this, at the provincial, territory, national level, working in tandem with the Ministry of Finance. We need him. We need the Minister of Finance.
And the Deputy Minister.
And the Deputy Minister of Finance. The provincial, the territory, nationality, the senior, where was the point here? It's just the foundation, the Ministry of Well with the ancestors is like, it's the boat, it's floating, right? It's all the healing can come from, a lot of it, other than the love. What is that? Those beds?
Yes, that would be very exciting for some of the IMs that are looking so forward to it.
I know it.
But we all have to have positive thinking.
That's right.
And we all have to work with ourselves to get to where we need to be.
Yeah.
That's part of the healing progress, where you look at yourself, you decide what you really need. And as an IM in the Kingdom of Canada, you access what you can at this point in time. And then we move forward into the med beds.
Yes, it's transition, I think, is what we're calling.
Well, the new era is here.
The new era,
but this is a different way of thinking. Instead of sitting back and just waiting for someone to come along and solve your problem.
And who's got to solve most of their problems? They have to step up and own it themselves.
The IMs of the Kingdom of Canada will solve their own problems.
And we have so many beautiful IMs out there. I know it. I know from where I live in Collingwood, Ontario, that there's so many, I would say the age group between 50, they have more time, and they have so many different programs, I guess you would call them, that fit into the new era. They've already started them without knowing it. See, and I think there's a lot of that if you really think. The new era and it's already there, and the IMs have already been doing some of it and not even knowing it is. And they will know that their humanitarian work, I guess, runs in with the new era, because it's going to be right up there, and helping each other out, and having actually places, and can I be of help to say, well, yes, to the minister, all of our ministers, can I be of help to you of any sort? Well, of course, yes, thank you very much. But we need to lead that help to a solid place. There's lots of that organizations that are set up for that now, that they're already operating and not even knowing they're in the new era. That's what I see when I look out. I already see there's lots of love and a lot of them out there. A lot of you, when the actual, I don't know if it's the truth or it's just the realization that wow, here we are, how lucky we are.
Yes.
And it'll be like, at first it'll be the shock and then it's a relief. And then many of them will be coming to say, where can I do? What can I do? And they're already set up and then they revise it to our royal decrees and it's already working. I see it already working. And then here, that's the 88 number we talked about. Don't know what else you would like. I took some of the decrees out because I know that you had some questions and we've kind of been talking about them. There's many more. Maybe the next one will, all of our ministers now that this platform, which you graciously and perfectly are doing, there'll be lots of times to talk more because there's so much to talk about.
Well, when you've got that many royal decrees under
Yeah.
natural law,
That's right.
there's a lot to talk about.
There's probably 100 of them that come under family and right?
Well thought
yeah.
out, well articulated,
Yes.
and they are
Mhm.
all for the
Yeah.
I ams of the Kingdom of Canada.
I have to mention this one because
Okay,
I
go ahead.
love this one. This is number 127, I think. No, 228 on that. 228. I love this because this is the bridge. This is the new era. Watching it like in motion, like I like to see it, touch and feel. And this is so it. It's building a bridge step by step. The new era, royal decree, sets the stage for all to showcase their own talents, even starting at 10 years of age and up. This is amazing. This is the business startup and funding. So this takes us to in the steps of the new era that you can actually touch and feel and do. And that's the part I connect to and I love it. And so this is to the attention of the Kingdom of Canada's Armed Forces, the Kingdom of Canada's Special Forces and Allied Special Forces, the Kingdom of Canada's Space Force, we the people of the Kingdom of Canada, the Bureau, the Ministry of the National Treasury and Provincial Treasuries of the Kingdom of Canada, the Kingdom of Canada's courts under natural law, the Ministry of Small and Medium Businesses, the heart of the engine, we're the heart, but the business, small business is what runs. It's the chug. And it's always been very important. Even like now it's important. But the decree this in place just puts the platform, it's a bridge. I call it. It's just building.
To see you
Yes.
so passionate about that.
Oh,
That's
I am.
Great.
But here it says here, the forthwith business startups with forecasted gross sales revenue of less than $5 million, blah, blah, blah. And then it goes on to say, it takes out all of the, we don't need registration of any kind to start a small business. We don't need a license of any kind, inspections of any kind. We're our own inspectors. Insurance of any kind, requirements to build special washrooms, environmental assessments of any kind, allotted parking stalls, gone, membership fees of any kind, zero taxes of any kind. Number 9, it says this includes those residing in the reserve lands, the treaty lands now null and void, which are all under national jurisdiction. And so the municipal rezoning, these business startups are authorized to be located in the main. This is so amazing because I'm an entrepreneur.
Okay.
I've been an entrepreneur. My family are entrepreneurs. And so this is just well, I shouldn't say it, but it's the ticket to ride. This is what that is. So the second residence, you can have a rental property, a vacation home, a garage, vehicles, tents, barns, RVs, trailers. You can run little businesses, just boats, as long as the business does not impede the public and vehicle traffic. Like, wow. Startups are permitted to be located next to their direct competitors, minimum 100 meters distance from each other. That's fair. Rental restrictions, exclusively clause, competition, clause prohibiting competitors to be the same block at the same mall or town is unlawful, null, and void. City, municipalities, towns, villages are all allowed, allocated a minimum, this is so good, 10 acres. I've already got a spot picked out. Oh yeah, I was seeing like, they have to be perfect right there. Of land for the public market vendor space. I used to do this. I used to go to the public markets all over when I had my hemp company. And then it goes, each market vendor is to be afforded with a market vendor stall, 20 feet in length by 10 feet. Each market vendor stall is to have water, electricity hookup. It's just the platform for all these little businesses, all the youth, 10 years of age. They can have a business at 10 years. I just love it so much. And then guess what? Then that grows their heart into what they want to do. And next thing you know, they're the next big companies that are producing and processing jobs. And that's where family has jobs. So it's so, so good. I'm loving that one.
And so, another thing I'd like to talk about is where we go one, we go all, grocery stores.
That's right. I think I touched on it briefly. Yes, it's amazing. And gas.
And gas.
I know. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Everything.
Mm-hmm.
And the new era.
That's why I say we're at the right place at the right time. The right timeline. Queen Romana's timeline.
Yes.
For the right reason. Yes, I get up with joy in my heart every day. And I'm privileged to have this under my care, with all the help of all the IMs.
Well, yes, of course.
And our provincials and our coordinators, but it's all of us. It's a group with Queen Romana leading, like the platform, the royal decrees, everything is so set up. It's there.
It's all right there.
Yes.
We all, as IMs of the Kingdom of Canada, need to work together.
Mm-hmm. Around the world, too.
Around the world.
Yes.
And work together. Mm-hmm. Where we go one, we go all.
We do.
With everything that is in place for us for being Indigenous to this.
My bracelet says that. Where we go one, we go all. That's very close to my heart. And many different things, comfort stations in the future. You know how you're driving.
Yes.
Oh man, I was driving on the highways. On all the construction of the new highways.
Exciting.
And
the 6 lanes.
Yes, exactly. But the Kingdom of Canada are very lax on stopping stations, like to replenish.
Well, it's now not lack, it's abundance now, because it's all in the works right now.
It's happening, but now they're not there, but they're planning. They're going to be there. So what I'm saying is, when you're driving through, there's just so much improvement, and the comfort
see it
stations
everywhere. Yes, where everything is improved for
That's
the IMs.
Right. Mm-hmm. But in that regard, in every regard, we see it. And you can see it, you can see it all around. Building.
Well, we've had a wonderful session today.
Yes,
and I've really enjoyed discussing.
Oh my goodness, it's 10 to 12.
Well, time flies. So
I didn't realize it was that. I never looked. Oh my goodness. I thought 1 hour would have been enough. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize we were rattling away.
We've had a wonderful session today. I am happy that you have been here with me.
I'm privileged.
And we've touched on so many royal decrees.
We have.
Under natural law.
Yes.
In our new era and under Queen Romana's timeline.
And so it is.
And it's really the best time to be alive.
It is.
to experience
I know.
everything that is here now
Mhm.
and what is in abundance for us.
Mhm.
So I would like to thank all the I Ams around the Kingdom of Canada and around the world for spending this time with Her Excellency Judy Marianne Garbutt,
Yes.
our Minister of Family, and spending with myself, your host of the ministry, the Ministries of the Kingdom of Canada, to bring to you information on how we will all work together
Yes.
for the IAMs of the Kingdom of Canada and around the world in our new era, which is right now under Queen Romana's timeline. And I think that we are welcoming any comments
Yes,
that will
we
be
are.
on the webpage. I thank you for your time. I thank you for all of the love that we feel. And I would like to end this with
And so it is.
and peace,
And prosperity.
love, and prosperity.
And love.
Peace, love, and prosperity.
Peace, love, and prosperity. I'm just looking at that clock, and I'm sorry that I didn't realize.
So thank you very much,
you're
and I look forward to my next minister in the next session and the IAMs of the Kingdom of Canada and around the world that will join me, present and online. Thank you very much,
Thank
and
you.
have a
Thank
wonderful
you,
day.
Your Excellency.